Friends, we're so excited to be here with you today. I am Ashley Diet, and I am Ethan's mom, and I am so excited to be here today with my friend.
Hi, thank you. Yeah. Hi, boys and girls. My name is Betsy Beeman. I'm Katie Lee and Grace's mom. And we have a really fun activity planned for you. But right now, you have one thing to do. You have to make sure there is nothing on your desk. And turn on your listening ears and your listening eyes. Okay? So do that. Now let's roll. You ready? Okay, here we go. We're going to start by reading a story to you. And this story is one of my favorite fall stories, and it's called Too Many Pumpkins by Linda White. Every year at springtime, Rebecca Estelle planted just enough seeds in her garden to grow vegetables. Far for the long winter. She planted carrots and beans and tomatoes and peas and corns and rutabagas. She grew a little bit of everything except pumpkins. Rebecca Estelle hated pumpkins. When she was a little girl, money had been scarce, and for an entire month, all there had been to eat were pumpkins. Baked pumpkins, steamed pumpkins, breakfast pumpkins, lunch pumpkins, dinner pumpkins, enough pumpkins. When things finally improved and there was much more money to buy food, Rebecca Estelle decided she would never eat pumpkins ever again, or even look at one, not ever. And she didn't until
one autumn day, long after Rebecca Estelle's hair had turned snowy white, she was raking the leaves that fell each fall from her black walnut tree, and her cat, Esmeralda, was scattering them just as quickly. All of a sudden, the pumpkin truck passed by. Oh, she heard it coming, and she knew what it was. It rumbled by at harvest time every year. She turned her back and concentrated on picking up the last fallen leaf. She managed to ignore the truck until
flat. An enormous pumpkin tumbled off the truck and smashed into slimy orange smithereens all over the edge of her yard. Come back here and get this pumpkin, she yelled. But the driver sped away.
Well, I won't touch it, Rebecca Estelle insisted, getting her shovel from the barn. And I won't look at it, she added as she shoveled dirt on top of the pumpkin pieces. I won't think about that pumpkin ever again, she declared. And she didn't until
spring, when Rebecca Estelle was admiring the new sprouts in her garden, she noticed Esmeralda playing in some big green leaves growing at the back of the edge of the yard. How curious, she said, going over to inspect them. I didn't think I planted anything here. Rebecca Estelle remembered the pumpkin truck and the slimy pumpkin smithereens. Pumpkins, she cried in disgust. Come out of there, Esmeralda. I will not water those plants. I will not tend to them. I will ignore them, and they will die. She picked up Esmeralda and stomped inside. But a week later, when Rebecca Estelle peered out her window, she saw that some vines had grown.
She tramped to the barn. She got her garden tools and went to work on the pumpkin vines. She cut and dug until not one was left growing. There, now there will be no pumpkins. She smiled and went back inside. But the next week, when she was weeding the garden, she noticed that the pumpkin vines had grown back. Rebecca Estelle marched inside and snapped the curtain shut. The only thing to do is ignore them. They won't grow if I don't take care of them, she muttered. So rain or shine, all spring and all summer, she never looked out the front window. She used only the back door and never even glanced toward the vines. Neither did Esmeralda.
Rebecca Estelle ignored the vines so well that in time she forgot why she wasn't using the front door until one autumn day when she and Esmeralda went to rake the leaves that fell each fall from the black walnut tree in front of the house.
Rebecca Estelle shrieked. Pumpkin vines had twined under the bushes, over the bird bath, through the porch rails, and onto the rocking chair. The entire yard was a sea of plump, round pumpkins. Rebecca Estelle could no longer ignore them. She plopped down on the pumpkin nearest her, putting her hands over her face. Whatever will I do, Esmeralda? She cried. How will I get rid of this many pumpkins? She thought and she thought. Her mind went back to all the pumpkins she had eaten as a young girl, when pumpkins were the only food her family had.
Well, we can't let them stay here, she said. Some people might need these pumpkins, and I suppose there are folks crazy enough to like them. We'll give them away. She marched off to get her wheelbarrow. Rebecca Estelle struggled to lift the first pumpkin, then the second and the third, and she huffed and she puffed and she wheeled and she loaded that wheelbarrow into the lane. I'm too tired to deliver these heavy pumpkins now, Rebecca Estelle grumbled. She mopped her brow with her apron and wondered what to do next. Perhaps if I make them into pies, then they will be easier to deliver. Such a nuisance, she said.
So she went to work. She scooped the slimy seeds out of the pumpkins and cut away the shells. After she boiled the pumpkin meat, she mixed it with eggs, milk, sugar, flour, cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves to make rich pies. Then Rebecca Estelle made pumpkin tarts, pumpkin muffins, pumpkin cakes, pumpkin bread, pumpkin pudding, pumpkin cookies, until
Pumpkin dishes spilled out of every cupboard, drawer, cubbyhole, and the seeds were a mountain in the corner. Well, that's the first batch, Rebecca Estelle said, dusting her floury hands. Now to deliver them. She put the wheelbarrow back outside the kitchen door and loaded it with pumpkin treats. When it was full, just the thought of delivering all those pumpkin dishes made Rebecca Estelle tired. If only people would come and get them, she said. Then she had an idea. Rebecca Estelle whirled around and hurried back into the house for a kitchen knife. This should get people to come, Rebecca Estelle cried. Look at all those pumpkins.
She took her knife and sat in the middle of the pumpkin patch. She carved a smiling face on a nice round pumpkin, a scary snaggletooth face on a tall thin pumpkin, and boo on a short squat pumpkin. She was so busy carving pumpkins, she hardly noticed how dark it was getting. When she could no longer see, she went to the shelf on the back porch and got the sack of candles she kept for emergencies. If this doesn't get people to come here, we'll have to deliver them all ourselves, she muttered to Esmeralda.
Okay, you ready for the next page, boys and girls?
How fun!
All right, think about this page because we're going to talk about an illustration with no white spaces. See, no white spaces in just a few minutes. Okay, I'm going to read the other page since there's no words on this page except for bit. Rebecca Estelle peered into the darkness for a long time. She didn't see anything. Still, she waited until finally she saw a light, faint at first, then brighter, and then more lights bobbing through the night. Here they come, she shouted. Esmeralda, let's heat up some apple cider. Look how excited she is now.
Look at all those people. Young and old, everyone in town came. Rebecca Estelle, we thought you hated pumpkins, they said. We saw your jack-o'-lanterns from the end of the road and came for a closer look. I was hoping you would, said Rebecca Estelle. Where did you ever find all these pumpkins? People asked. I came by them quite by accident, Rebecca Estelle said, smiling. Would you like some pumpkin pie? There's plenty. She winked at Esmeralda. Everyone enjoyed the pumpkin pie and cider and had a good time. So did Rebecca Estelle. And when they were ready to go home, she made sure each carried a jack-o'-lantern, a bag of seeds for roasting, and a pumpkin treat. Rebecca Estelle gave away everything that reminded her of the pumpkins she had always hated until
all that remained was a handful of seeds. Those she tucked away snugly into her pocket where they would be safe until planting for next spring. She had so much fun with all of her neighbors. She's going to do it again next year. Well, I hope you enjoyed that book, boys and girls. Still, we want you to keep everything off your desk. And I hope you're listening. Eyes and ears are on. And we're going to show you a piece of artwork that you are going to create. I'm going to let Ashley hold this book right here real quick.
She's going to grab it.
Okay.
Raise your hand if you like pumpkins.
Good. We can see all of them.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. You ready for the activity, boys and girls? Yep. Okay. In just a moment, when this video is off, Miss Solis is going to give you this bag. You're each going to get one. Okay. And all you need for this activity is this bag, a glue stick, a pencil, and your crayons. So 4 things total. The bag, a glue stick, a pencil, crayons. Okay. Now here we go. Is your desk still clear? Good. Should be clear. Okay. Step 1. Okay. And Miss Solis has this in the room now, so you can look to this. Step 1, illustrate a fall landscape with your pencil. So you're going to draw a fall landscape with lots of details. Think about the fall. Think about leaves. Think about things you might see in the fall. I kind of added some little Halloween vibes to mine. You could draw a football stadium. You could draw a pumpkin patch.
That's fun.
Right? What else?
I think you could draw your front yard. If you have it decorated. You could also draw, maybe you like a hay bale and a pumpkin. Maybe you don't have the skill to draw all kinds of little things, but you could draw a few pumpkins.
Yes.
A hay bale.
And if
you could draw a wagon ride.
And if you don't want to draw a lot of little things like I did, like Ashley said, then fill up the paper. Just we want it, see how it's covered? All right. You want to cover that paper. Okay. That's step 1 with your pencil. All right. Then you're going to have your same pencil drawing and your step 2. Look how quickly I colored. That's amazing. Okay. Step 2, you're going to color your fall landscape. But I'm going to give you a 5-color rule. Do you know what that means?
What does that mean? Does that mean I can only pick out 5 crayons?
Close. It means you have to at least use 5 crayons. Man. So 5 or more.
Okay.
Okay. So that way it's interesting.
Like not just orange.
No.
Or not orange and brown.
No. So if you just draw a pumpkin and a bale of hay, then you're going to need to draw clouds, color a sky. Maybe there you have your orange, a moon. There you have your orange, your yellow, your green, your blue, your white. So they're just in that little scene, you have your 5 colors. So I think I counted about 7 colors here. Okay. So then you color it. Now you're going to say, why did you leave that white? Well, in my head, and I knew what was coming next, this is going to be a leaf pile. So I'll show you that. Okay. So I colored it. So then with those pieces of paper you have in your bag, not the white one, because you've already colored that, but the other sheets, you're going to tear little pieces like the size of your thumbnail. Now don't go tearing them all at once. You tear one, and then you glue stick, and you glue it. And you tear one, and then you glue it. And you tear one, and then you glue it. And you make it a mosaic. Step 3, tear paper into small pieces and add a mosaic leaves. So all of this is for mosaic leaves. Now, you said, oh, I didn't put many leaves in my picture. That's okay. You can use an orange and have a mosaic pumpkin. You can put brown and have a mosaic tree. These are just that. I did not add leaves to my tree because I was pretending that it was a deciduous tree and that the leaves were falling.
And they were all, it was the end of fall where they were all
at the end of fall. They're all gone. Now, the deciduous trees around here haven't fallen. So if you wanted to add more mosaic there, you can. You're going to have a lot of paper left over. And you just put it right back in that bag and you can recycle it. Or you could take it home and do a mosaic at home. But this is my finished product. See the mosaic pieces? And look, notice what my person is wearing. A Chittum shirt. Happy Chittum Spirit Day. Okay, so.
Wait, isn't today Spirit Day?
It is. We forgot our teddy bears, but that's okay. I got some somewhere. Okay, so that is your project. So now, I kind of feel like before Miss Solis gives you your supplies and you get ready to be an artist, I don't know, we should get a few wiggles on. Now, we're not going to get crazy. We're just going to kind of move our bodies. So what I want you to do is still, your desk should be empty. Listen, eyes and ears on, is put your chair in and stand by your desk. And
I'm gonna move this back a little.
Ashley's going to move this
Get
back.
ready. Everybody excited?
Now, here's the thing. If you know how to dance, you need to watch Miss Ashley. If you do not know how to dance, you need to watch me. Because she's going to make this look awesome. And I'm going to make this look literally like I'm a 2nd grader getting my wiggles out. So if
That's
you're
all
standing,
right.
that's okay. See, there's all types of people. We have all different talents. If you're standing, let's see. I'm going to move this down. All right, here we go. I think. Yep, there we
Okay,
go.
you ready?
Here we go.
Okay, let me turn it up really loud.
Right,
And no
stay there,
yelling.
yes. No
Yep,
yelling.
No yelling.
That's it. Just moving your body.
Just moving your bodies. No
Okay.
yelling.
Bad dancer, good dancer.
Flash wiggles out. Go by your desk. Go by your desk.
Yes. So, I hope you look like Miss Ashley and not like me. But if
No.
you didn't, you had fun because I had fun.
Ooh, get calm.
Calm. All right, here's the thing. Before she passes out your supplies, we need you to vote. So I'm gonna grab the book.
Super fun. So guys, pay attention because we're gonna give you a couple options and we're gonna listen to your not your voices, but your votes.
Okay, so when this is over, Miss Solis is gonna take a silent vote where you can raise your hand. You're gonna vote for the next book we read to you the Friday before Halloween.
Yes.
Okay, next Friday. Okay, so we have The Candy Witch by Stephen Kroll. Option 1, The Candy Witch. All right.
All right. Option 2, Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet. I have never read this one, actually. Diane DeGroat.
Diane DeGraw is a good author, but she's silly. So if you're thinking
Oh.
silly, that one's a little more silly. Okay. Now, who doesn't love classic Mark Brown, Arthur's Halloween? So this is option 3. So again, what was 1? The Candy Witch.
The Candy Witch.
2
We have Trick or Treat, Smell My Feet.
and 3. So before Miss Solis gives you this bag, can your desk are just still empty? You're gonna vote. Miss Solis is gonna let us know. We will see you next Friday, and we'll read the book that you picked. All right. So you guys have fun. I want to see no white spaces. The 5 color challenge, and I can't wait to see your mosaics.
Yeah.
We had fun. Oh, yep.
Last thing. Once you finish your mosaic or finish with the time she gives you after this, right? Because we all are going to listen to Miss Solis and do exactly what we're supposed to in the craft. You're going to get a pumpkin to take home with you. So have fun, friends. We are so excited to see your mosaic.
Yes.
And your boats.
Yes. We can't wait. All right, guys. Do a great job. Work hard. Do your best. And we hope to see a really great 22 mosaics. And we'll read to you next week. Bye, guys.
Bye.
I mean, I feel like that was great.